Good morning. Welcome to the channel, Great Cloud Today. I'm Great Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Oh, goodness. Appreciate you being here. Early morning. I haven't been up too long. I'm going to read a Jesus Calling reading to you today. Yesterday I shared a Living a Life of Awareness reading. Somebody asked me, are you going to be doing this every day for 6 months? Well, in the video of yesterday, I talked about this. I have shared that entire book already. And there's a playlist. And no, the playlist is not complete because Great Cloud has a lot that he's doing and trying to learn and all this other stuff. So there's 30-something videos on the Living a Life of Awareness video or playlist. You can watch those. I am going to eventually get every video onto the playlist that I have done on that book. What I'm sharing currently is just random me in the mornings reading from different things and then deciding this seems to be the thing that needs to be read today. So yesterday I didn't do a Jesus Calling. I didn't do a Jesus Always. I did a Living a Life of Awareness. And no, I'm not reading it every single day to you on video. And that's not to be trying to talk down to who asked me that in the comment. It's just that in the video, it explains itself. So I don't know if they actually watched or if they're just like disgruntled because I'm not reading what they want me to read or, you know, I don't understand some people sometimes, and I don't want people thinking that I'm any more than I am. I'm just a human being here. Sometimes I say I'm spirit and flesh, but I'm in this human world trying to present myself and what I do and what I live and my relation to the universe and the creator and all that. Okay, let's get into this. Enough ranting, Great Cloud. Not that anybody really cares. August 31st. Grow strong in your weakness. Some of my children I've gifted with my abundant strength and stamina. Others like you have received the humble gift of frailty. Your fragility is not a punishment, nor does it indicate lack of faith. On the contrary, weak ones like you must live by faith, depending on me to get you through the day. I'm developing your ability to trust me, to lean on me, rather than on your understanding. Your natural preference is to plan out your day, knowing what will happen when. My preference is for you to depend on me continually, trusting me to guide you and strengthen you as needed. This is how you grow strong in your weakness. And I will give you the reference scriptures right here. James 4:13 through 15, Proverbs 3, verse 5, and we have Isaiah 40:28 through 31. And I hope that it didn't come across that I was being facetious or anything about it's just sometimes, you know, if you ask a question, think about what you just watched. Did you digest everything you just watched? You know, like, and there's nothing wrong with asking those questions because I think living a life of awareness, I could do it justice by at some point in the future picking a day to start it and read it from the very beginning, the introduction and all of that, and then go through it on a daily basis like I did before. In the past, though, it wasn't read every single day, but I read the entire book. So like several times a week, I was reading from that book. I don't know. It's just sometimes we need to be aware of what we're asking. I mean, even myself, I ask stupid questions sometimes. I ask questions sometimes that I probably didn't need to ask, that the answer was already in front of me. what else do I need to say before I end this video? I really don't know. Like, I'm not in any way trying to disregard the question or any of that. I'm just saying there is a playlist. It's not a complete playlist. You can go in the channel history and find all these videos that came from that book. The same with, like, there's a playlist for this. And every time I do this, I add it to the playlist. Even though we're covering territory that's been repeated, like I did all of this book. All of this devotional has been read entirely. So every video, like every page of this devotional, from whenever I started last year, at some point, all of what I'm reading now has already been read at some point on video, but I'm still doing it. Now, am I doing the devotional every single day? No. I read them every single day to myself. And then based on discernment is what is decided I'm going to do that morning. Okay, I feel like I've just ranted and just talked about the same thing too much. What does this reading today mean for me? Grow strong in your weakness. A lot of times my weakness is what does make me stronger. Like in times of my weakest moments, when I thought I had no one and I had nothing to look forward to, I've came out of those moments with a little bit more love for life, a little bit more gusto, with maybe a little bit more understanding of why I just went through that weak, downtrodden period. I mean, I've been talking about for weeks now about if we go back a little over 7 weeks ago, I went through somewhat of a dark night of a soul period, which I've had several times in my life. It took me a minute to come up out of that. I'm happy to say that I'm sober today. From alcohol, of course. I don't know. Some people like to pick tit for tat on a lot of things. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm sober from drinking for at least 1 day, 1 second, that is a plus for Gray Cloud. I'm not talking about you and your life. Whatever you do, that's you. I just know that some things are not necessarily great for me, and they're detrimental. And every time I do choose to do it, I see exactly why I have not been doing it. So, hopefully, this coming week will go as things have been going, and I get to the end of the week, and I can say, oh, I got 2 months. But, you know, I can't think that far ahead. Today is all I got. And I plan on going to a church service this morning, so that's why I read from Jesus Calling also, you know, just to kind of feel the mood, to feel the whatever. But I think this reading can give you some insight, you know, even like I keep saying this too, even if you don't believe any of this crap, and forgive me for calling it crap. No, it's not all crap. Once again, I said this yesterday, and I'm just using words. But, you know, I can't be too self-conscious of everything I'm saying and not saying. It's kind of like I picked the devotional to read today. I got up, I read the devotional to myself. I said, I'm going to read that one. That's what I'm going to do. So shut up, Gray Cloud, and get off of here. Let's end this. Okay, until next time, Mr. Gray Cloud, sage of the eternal moment, over and out. Ditto.